I've only got one thing to say to you at all. Maclunkey.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
Maclunkey.
I don't even think I said it right. I haven't
didn't.
actually seen it yet.
It's Maclunkey.
I don't have Disney Plus yet. I don't know.
Well, look, I mean, do we want to start there? Because, I mean, this is some big news.
Yep. Go on. What's all the Maclunkey about?
Well, Disney Plus has launched, and there's a lot more we can start talking about that later on. But to start off with, all the Star Wars movies are up there. People are wondering, are they going to be cinematic versions? Are they going to be the special editions? What are they? Well, I'll tell you, they're going to be versions with even more shit changed.
Because why not?
They're
Now,
in
Matt,
4K,
Because that's what
guys.
everyone's asking for.
4K.
Okay, 4K, I'm interested in, I guess. I can't watch it in 4K. I can still only watch it in HD. But, you know, maybe I need a new
Beautiful.
telly just to watch this.
Maybe.
I can't get Disney Plus, by the way, even though I live with a Disney fucking employee. So
When does it come out there? Or,
I don't know if it does. There's no fucking plan.
oh.
Well, that doesn't mean I'm not watching all this shit. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that for a moment, guys. Matt, do you want to take us through the latest controversial change to Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope?
Well, if you guys are probably familiar with the famous scene in the cantina where Greedo confronts Han Solo, and Han shoots Greedo in cold blood in order to save his life and to escape.
Yep.
Gun under the table in the classic cowboy move.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Blast him before he can do anything. And
what
then
a
over
great
the years,
cinematic moment. Yeah.
over the years, George Lucas made some changes, and
Yes, he did.
And then to make some more changes.
some more changes, and then some more changes, and then so he made it so that Greedo shot first, so that Han looked a bit more heroic, or presumably, and then
Just
they
reactionary. A bit more reactionary.
they juggled it around a bit, and then I think where they landed most recently, and the most recent version, I think it's still mostly the same. Is they shoot at the same time.
Yeah.
Basically.
Han and Greedo look at each other across the table, give each other a subliminal little wink. Let's shoot right now. So none of them, neither of them is shooting in cold blood.
But Greedo is the worst shot in the world.
Yeah, because and there was a version of it where Han kind of jumps out of the way in in a weird CGI move that looked awful. So they fixed that thing.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Even weirder than his CGI move where he steps on fucking CGI Jabba's tail.
Yeah. God. But in the new version on Disney Plus, just before they shoot, for some reason now, Greedo says, Maclunkey. For some
Why?
reason.
Who is Maclunkey?
Well,
It's meant to be Huttese, and
Yes.
it does stand for something, but it's a lot of dialogue for just one word.
Why have they added in any more dialogue?
apparently Sebulba says it in The Phantom Menace.
Oh.
And when it's subtitled in that, it means like, I forget the specifics, but it's like you prepare to die, basically.
Okay. Gareth Edwards, director of Rogue One, if you're listening, I want a whole film where we find out who Maclunkey is
Maclunkey.
and how
you see
he
there's
figures into all of these.
There's a clip on Twitter that a guy made where it's like, even more edits. And then so it shows that scene, and then it shows Obi-Wan raising his lightsaber, and then Darth Vader swings, and Obi-Wan goes, Maclunkey.
That's great.
Yeah. And then Yoda's dying. He goes, there is another Skywalker Maclunkey. So yeah, basically everyone.
Why, guys? Look, either put it back to the way it was or leave it the fuck alone. Don't make more changes to it.
It's such a weird thing to do. And the only thing I can think is that it's part of this because apparently this is a thing George Lucas did, like before he sold to Disney. That's what the story is. This
They
is like
had
the
no
last
choice.
This is like his last touch on the saga.
You have to make a couple more changes for me.
And he's just whacking a couple more things from the fucking prequels into this.
All I can think is it's something to do with this idea of making Han less of a bad guy, like less of a morally grey character. So because Greedo said, "I'm going to shoot you now," it was okay for Han to shoot him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's all I can think. I don't know why the fuck he would do this.
If I'm going to murder someone in cold blood, I usually go, "Hey, I'm gonna give
Maclunkey.
you a little murder now." Yeah.
It's such a fucking weird thing to do.
I mean, for starters, Maclunkey sounds like a gumshoe detective.
Yeah,
you know,
it does.
So I want the fucking Maclunkey movie. Maclunkey, a Star Wars story, coming soon to Disney Plus.
Oh God, Maclunkey. Well, that's the name of this episode.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's the name of everything. Look, there's a lot to talk about Disney Plus. Some things we're not going to go into too much detail about, though.
Yes. We can't. Unfortunately, not everybody has access to it.
Well, I don't.
No,
and I still haven't fucking seen it.
We can still discuss it, but I'm not talking about... We can talk about The Mandalorian. We just can't give away spoilers for this week. We can talk about spoilers next week.
I just don't... Okay, good. Well, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen the 2 episodes that there are of it.
Now, before we go into it...
Is it good?
Okay, answer that question first, Matt, and then I'll ask my question.
Okay, sorry. What was, phrase the question again.
Is it good?
Does anyone get their breast cut off?
Yes, it's very good.
Yeah, it's fucking excellent, Luke. It's so good.
So we shouldn't be upset about there being carbonite.
No. I got over it real quick.
If that's the least of it. Yeah, I know, right?
I got over it real quick.
Without giving any spoilers, the first probably 10 minutes of the first episode, I wasn't sure if I liked it. I was laughing, but I didn't know if that was a good thing. And
Yes.
I wasn't sure if that was the tone I wanted. But they quickly said, "No, Danny, this is definitely the tone you want. Settle down, okay?
Yep.
Just enjoy it." And I did.
Well, I know they've already announced they're making another season.
Of course they are.
I think they're shooting it right now. So.
Oh, wow. So, Matt, I didn't realize this came out bi-weekly, and the only reason I even thought to watch the second episode was because you asked me if I'd seen it.
Well, I got so I have Disney Plus. I got it, and and it just pops up on my phone now and tells me, "Hey,
wow.
There's another episode." So
okay, well that's great. I need you to pop up on my phone every time there's a new episode, so that I can just go ahead and download it.
No problem. Just a small subscription fee, and I can do that.
No problem. It's worth it. Like I said, I'm not going to the Pirate Bay because I don't want to spend money. I'm going there because there's shit I can't watch any other way.
Yeah. Oh, man. You're going to have to be careful that you don't want to see spoilers, though, Luke.
It's very easy not to see spoilers.
I know. But I just feel like...
It's so easy.
I don't want to give social media away, Luke uses is fucking getting dicks on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
So unless those dicks have spoilers on them...
Yeah.
Not seeing any.
Luke, get ready for a spoiler dick coming to you later.
There are a couple little things that I feel like people are latching onto that I'm surprised you haven't. I'd be surprised if you don't stumble onto them. Like, I hope you don't, because I want you to enjoy this, like I did.
No, as I said, like, I can actually start reading something and go, hold on, this is going to be a spoiler, and stop and just turn off.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, but what if someone shows you like images of things?
You just stop reading.
What if it's like an image? Because people are putting images of screenshots of things on fucking all over the place. And I'm just like,
stay off Reddit. That's all I'm going to say, Luke. Stay off Reddit.
I don't get Reddit.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm saying, like I said, no spoilers, but there's stuff in this that people are really, really getting into. So I'd be surprised if you don't accidentally stumble onto something. In 2 weeks, you've got 2 weeks till you get it.
No, I've got 1 day and 10 hours.
Oh, wait, I thought you said, so you said 2 weeks, right? I thought you were talking about that's when you get to see it.
2 weeks is our cutoff for not giving spoilers on the podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
So next week, folks, you better have fucking seen it because we're going to spoil the shit out of it.
Oh, trust me, I'll be seeing it in 1 day, 10 hours, 36 minutes, and 31 seconds.
Oh, good, because you said 2 weeks, and I just thought that's when you were getting Disney Plus, and I was like, fuck, mate, this is going to be ruined for you in 2 weeks. Like everyone's talking about it.
I just meant
by us.
we can't. I don't want to ruin it for our listeners, so the 2-week rule stands.
So, Dan, I don't know if I can hold off talking about a certain thing for 2 weeks.
I know. Luke, why don't you just get out of the chat for a bit? Just get out. No, Luke, here's why I think you will like it more than anyone else. Out of all of our social group, you are the one who latched onto the peripheral material the most, the extended universe.
Yes.
And this, I mean, I'm not saying this ties in with anything you've already read, but this is just what we've always talked about. More content in the Star Wars universe, not about Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. Which is that's what people want now. We don't need to know about the Skywalkers.
It does have
stop keeping up with the Skywalkers.
It does have a lot of stuff from the films in it though, like indirect stuff. Yeah. And to the point where I was like, oh yeah, one of those, eh? He's just happens to be there. All right, fine.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, as long as it's
are you talking about someone in a cage, fine. Matt?
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, there's also there's just guys working in places that I'm like, oh, it's one of those aliens. All right, shoehorned him in there. Right. All right.
But as long as they're just in the background, it's fine.
No, I know.
If they're doing it fine. For me, it's absolutely fine.
I actually, like I said, usually when it happens, I go, oh. It's not in a bad way. I go, oh, it's that guy. Cool.
But they are wearing their influences on their sleeve, man. Like episode 1 was a Western. 100% it was a Western. Episode 2 was a samurai movie. Down to the music and everything. Like they're really just fucking going for this homage thing. And I'm fucking loving it.
So yes, Luke, it's very good.
Spoken.
So far, it's very good.
Great. And that's what I was hoping to hear.
Mm-hmm. Nick Nolte's greatest role. Who knew? We were just waiting all these decades for Nick Nolte to come into his own.
I'll say
look,
this:
Luke hasn't
Werner
seen
Herzog
it,
is in it. That's not a spoiler. Everyone knows Werner Herzog's in it. And Jenna can't
Werner
understand
Herzog,
a fucking word he says.
Well, that's all right because Werner Herzog.
What did he say?
He came out and said that he's never seen a Star Wars, but he thinks this is really good.
Bullshit! I call bullshit.
I believe him, to be honest.
How old is he?
He's old, man.
But he's German.
No, he's seen it.
Yeah,
German.
but he makes German art films.
Yeah, they maybe don't have it in
I
Germany.
don't care.
If there's anyone who would have been like, I'm too good for Star Wars, it was him.
Yeah, exactly.
No, there's no way. He made money.
Yeah.
He's seen it. And that's why he's happy to go and make money off it now.
Yeah. All right, well, that'll do for now, I suppose, because I don't want, like I said,
next week,
it's too tempting
we can discuss episode 1.
Too tempting to bring up. No, will you get, wait.
They came out
so
the
is
same
the
week,
cycle
Luke,
of release,
2 weeks counts. No.
Is the cycle of release the same?
No.
So you're going to end up behind even in the cycle of releases, or are you going to get like 3 or 4 at the same time?
I'm pretty there's no way they would do that.
Okay.
We'll just catch up to where you are, and then I think we'll go to the same place.
So you're saying we can talk about spoilers for the first episode for the listeners?
Yes.
Fuck, that's going to get confusing.
Well, we can probably talk about the first 2.
Okay. Oh, good. Good. It's going to get confusing.
Because by the time that next week comes out, it would have been first episodes 2. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
I have to make notes about what happened in what episode so I don't accidentally spoiler things.
That's right. I'm just going to watch them that week.
No, but I mean for the listeners. Now we're getting...
Yeah. So what you should do as well is just hold off and we'll just watch them the day of the podcast. It'll be fine.
Also
I'll probably watch them. I'll probably watch them when they come out.
Probably.
In other news, fans are picketing Disney to add the Star Wars Holiday Special to Disney Plus. And as far as I know, that's not part of the package that they bought from George Lucas, so that probably will never happen.
Yeah, I'm going to ask, they probably don't have a copy of it.
I don't think they do. They have to watch it the same way we do. So that said, Jon Favreau has said that he wants and plans to remake the Hollywood special himself, and that he's got a ton of ideas.
If they're really doing it, I really want them to go all out and have like that variety show, like with the singing and the cooking.
Leia doing a song.
Yeah.
So, Matt, does this count as a spoiler? Does it? I'm not going to say what it is, but Luke, they reference something from the holiday
Yeah.
special in The Mandalorian.
Yes. Yeah, quite well, and in a very direct way. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Is it from the? Is it the cartoon
canon.
that's in it?
Yeah,
No,
mate.
It's I mean,
Oh, yeah, and yes and no.
Or
yes and no.
is it about Life Day?
Maybe.
Is it- Either say it or let's move on.
All right,
But
let's
remember,
move on.
this is I
Let's
don't
move
care,
on then.
remember. I don't care about spoilers. I'm concerned about our listeners.
It's
not a
not a
spoiler.
spoiler. It's just something that happens in the episode. But it's the first time that I can recall that anything in any of the official Star Wars canon has referenced something that's only in the holiday special.
Yeah.
Boba Fett.
Well, I mean, sure.
Like, that's a pretty
if
big
you
thing.
want to go with that,
Touche.
sure.
Touche. So a remake holiday special, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. Probably not.
It has to be as camp as the first one. Like, it just needs to go all out.
I kind of agree with you, Luke. There's no point in doing it if you're not going to do that. I mean, like, if you're going to do a serious one, make Rogue One too. But if you're going to, if you're going to make this holiday special,
Needs to
a
have
whole bunch of fucking
Chewbacca's granddad fucking leering at a half-naked dancing woman going, oh, yeah.
so weird. So weird.
Fuck, man. The fuck.
God, at the start of that, when it's just the Wookiees and there's no talking, that goes on for so long.
So long.
So long.
Should we cut away? Nah, keep going.
Stay on
And there's
it.
no subtitles or anything.
Nope. Why would you need them, mate? Just learn Wookiee.
No. Learn Wookiee.
Don't be racist. It's their language.
Oh, I think I'm going to watch that for next week's podcast, the holiday special.
I've seen it. I've seen it twice, maybe 3 times. I'm not watching it again.
I love it.
I'm not watching it.
I love it.
The last time I saw it was the time that we all watched it together in Auburn. And that was probably 10 years ago, and that'll do me. That'll do me now.
It was
That'll
amazing.
do.
I don't know what's wrong with everyone. I love it.
I'd probably watch Caravan of Courage again before I watch the holiday special again.
I would.
It's also one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I would actually. I'd prefer that. But
The sequel, Battle for Endor, not as good. Caravan of Courage, though, it's right up
I don't think you've ever admitted that, Luke. So I'm really happy to hear you say that fucking Battle for
Like,
Endor,
I still-
because it is a far cry from fucking Caravan of Coverage. Coverage?
Yes.
Caravan of Coverage. Yeah, it's about a fucking 24-hour news cycle.
there. Like, I still like Battle for Endor just because I like most things Star Wars, but it's not up there on the same level as Caravan of Courage.
no.
No.
Should we move on from Star Wars?
Sure.
Sure.
Or should we talk about Fallen Order?
Well, look, I was going to ask, has anyone had a go?
Well, let's get
I have played it
Let's get it out of the
and
way.
finished it.
Oh, yeah. I heard
finished
I wondered that, actually, because I heard it's about 10, 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all?
And I think normally, because it's an EA game, and normally with EA you get like a 10-hour trial if you've got an EA Access membership.
Yeah.
This time, there's no trial for this game.
Oh.
It's you buy it or you don't. So I purchased it.
Yeah.
It is about 10 to 12 hours. Best way I can describe this game, it's Tomb Raider with a Star Wars skin on it.
Yeah, okay. See, that actually,
Okay.
I wasn't sure about it. I thought it was more like The Force Unleashed, and so I was going to skip it, but then someone said it's like Tomb Raider, and I was like, I might be into that.
It's very Tomb Raider. Matt, for you, get it on sale.
All right. I will.
And for me?
Don't bother.
Okay.
No, actually, I did enjoy the game, and I actually quite liked it that it didn't try... Because the last Star Wars game we had, Battlefront 2, with the single story, it tried to push Leia and Lando in, just all the characters. This time it didn't do that.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay, well that's good.
It
Because
just
I didn't
went,
play
this is-
Battlefront 2. I didn't want it. I knew it was going to disappoint me.
Oh, Battlefront 2, I was looking forward to the story. It sounded so good. And then I started playing it, and then it's, now you're fighting with these guys and these guys. And no, I just want a story in the universe. And this one, probably the closest we had. So in the trailer, you did see Saul Guerrero.
Oh, yeah, but he doesn't
He's in
count.
it for a bit.
He doesn't
He doesn't count. Hold on. Cats are fighting.
Oh, my
Calm
God.
down.
You heard me say Sol Guerrero is not that big a deal, and then they're like, fuck you.
Yeah,
I love Forrest.
He was like,
Forrest Whitaker's the best.
you've never watched the Clone Wars.
It's true. It's true.
But no, and so he's only in it for a bit, but no, I actually did enjoy it, and even like part of the story, you're going, well, why are they trying to do that? And then you get to the end, and then it makes sense. No, I enjoyed it. I would play it again. Actually, I'm going to play it. This is probably going to be the first Star Wars game that I'm going to get 1,000 gamer score in.
Wow.
So I'm actually going to go back because I finished the game, and now it's just going back and getting all the collectibles. So that's why it reminds me a lot of Tomb Raider.
So it's got kind of open world areas in that sense, not like open world, but like Tomb Raider open world where it's like areas to explore. It's not on rails.
Yeah,
like Force Unleashed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So when you're playing a map, like there's no you have to go this way. You can sort of go left, right, forward, and then there are bits where no, you don't have that ability, so you're gonna have to come back here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And unlock that bit, and so that's why it's exactly like Tomb Raider.
Okay. You have my attention.
I like Tomb Raider. It got a bit samey after a while, but that's okay. I'll go back and play Tomb Raider plus Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was going to purchase it this weekend. You know why I didn't purchase it this weekend was because I fucking lost my debit card while I was in Thailand last weekend.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's a terrible place to lose it.
Yeah, I know. Well, I cancelled it straight away. But guys, it is so weird. I'm still waiting, a week later, still waiting for my replacement to come out. Nothing makes you save money like not having
the inability to spend it.
I mean, it's in the literal sense of just not being able to, but also like I'm in debt now to various people, borrowing cash off them. But I'm now so careful for every dollar I spend. You know, like when things are on a card, you're just like, oh yeah, click, tap. Now I'm just like, $11. I don't know about that.
Well, see, I've got like that card on a ring pretty much, so I can pay with my ring. So I can forget my phone, wallet, everything, and still be able to buy stuff, and that's very bad for money.
Yeah, you could
because I don't think about it
naked.
Yeah, see, I find
still pay for stuff.
I have, I got, this. I don't know if this is interesting to listeners, but I have, like reward credit cards.
They'll listen to whatever we say.
I get reward points.
Old man-gasm.
Yeah, but I pay the balance off every month, right? And so my attitude has always been like, that's fine. Like I'm not, getting caught up in the cycle. But then I thought about it. I do spend more because it's so easy. Like I'll be more inclined to be like, oh, yeah, let's put on the credit card, pay it off later. And I pay it off, but if I really, really thought about it, I probably didn't need to buy whatever it was, So
I feel there's something you've got in mind and you're just not saying what it is.
It could be anything, mate. Anytime I go to Amazon and I'm like, if I need something, and I go on Amazon, I'm like, well, I'm ordering that. I might as well order something else as well, and then look around. Like it's this bad habit that I have, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'll buy another beanie or something. Like,
I'll make you spend some money right now, Matt. You ready? You ready to spend a little bit of cash right now?
Sure.
Okay. Dan Carlin wrote a book.
Here's my. All right. Do you need my credit card number?
Yeah. I got it today.
My credit card number.
Yeah. No, I got Dan Carlin's book today. But
what's it about?
Actually, it's called. Hold on. Let me tell you what it's actually called instead of.
Is it a history book?
Of course. Yeah. But it is. It's not on one topic. It is called. It is called "The End Is Always Near: Apocalyptic Moments from the Bronze Age Collapse to the Nuclear Near Miss." And it's basically just about how we've always been living in the end of times. Now, Matt, if reading that excites you, then you should know he also narrates the audiobook.
All right.
So I actually got it on Audible because why read it myself when I can have Dan Carlin's sultry tone?
When I can force the author to read it to me.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, well.
I so wish I could read.
Hey, you can listen, right?
No, I can't. I've even tried that.
I wish I could read.
I've tried to listen to stuff on Audible as well. I just don't have the attention for it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Video games have ruined you.
Mate, you're not even on Twitter. You know what I mean? You can't even do the 140 characters thing.
Full of words. He's like Charlie in Always Sunny. He can only read the emojis. Man.
Actually, I don't get emojis either.
Oh, God.
You know what's my favorite emoji to use these days? The upside down smiley face. It is it is applicable on almost every single message you can write. because it's like, read into this.
Yeah. What do I mean? Who knows?
Yeah.
I used to use the
whatever you think I meant, I do mean.
I used to use the smiley face with the tongue out, and I always meant it as just because I find text very awkward. Like I always feel like
you got to imply tone as well.
Yeah, so I always put that there because it's just like, haha, I'm goofing around, and then I'm like, what does that even? Maybe that isn't what that means. I've just always assumed that's what it means. Maybe that means like,
yeah, all these people are like,
I'm going to lick
me.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking
I think it's very scary to use emojis because you have no idea what you're typing anymore.
Yeah,
I just think, I mean, there's certain emoji. If you put the winky face after any emoji, it's automatically sexual.
Yeah.
See you at 5 o'clock. Wink. You know what I mean? Like anything.
Yeah.
Pick me up some milk. Wink.
So you cut out there, so I don't know what you said. Maybe I don't know if it's that way.
It was filthy, Matt. It was absolutely filthy. So we're talking about Disney Plus, obviously, because we're talking about Star Wars. So before we get off that topic, Disney Plus is going gangbusters. It passed 10 million subscribers on the first day. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, smashed it. Yeah. There's a lot that's on there. There's some things that's not on there.
Yes.
You want to hear some stuff that's not on there?
Go on.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, no Spider-Man movies.
No Spider-Man movies.
Even the MCU ones. Not on there.
Okay. I can understand that, though, because Sony.
Yeah, but still, that's a bit shit.
What about Song of the South?
What about Civil War? Spider-Man's in there. Is that on there or not?
Actually, that's a good point. I guess
It'd have to be. That one would have to be on there.
I didn't. Let me have a look. Talk amongst yourselves while I just confirm that.
I'd be surprised if that one wasn't.
Luke, let me answer that question.
Yeah, Song of the South. Song of the South. I have seen it since I was a child.
It's not anywhere.
No, look, it's probably not. However, you raise a very valid question because a lot of Disney movies, even that aren't Song of the South, are really racist.
Yes.
Especially about black people.
Civil War is Disney on there, just for the record. I'm looking at it.
And Song of the South? Look up that next. Disney have a new rating that's at the start of several of their older films, which is, quote, contains outdated cultural depictions, end quote.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
so I'm assuming things like Dumbo that's got a bunch of, Christ, what would you call them politely? Poor black people.
They're depicted as the crows, wasn't it?
Correct, yeah. Name of Jim Crow. And for those of you who don't get that reference, Jim Crow refers to the segregation laws in the South after the Civil War. So, they knew what they were doing. Disney are racist.
Well, they're trying to change that now.
They are. But they're also still putting that old content on there. They're just saying, hey, we used to be racist. Our founder literally funded the Nazis, and we know this. But we here at Disney today, we don't hate the blacks and the Jews. So here you go. No. Here's your content, but here's your disclaimer.
But we do want to make money off the previous depictions. So here they are.
Yes. Yeah, we still like money.
Well, are they making more money? I mean, they've got it, and I mean, no one's
just sitting there doing nothing.
I'm gonna fucking subscribe to Disney Plus because they've got the original Dumbo, and I want to watch a bunch of Black Crows, and not the band, the Black Crows. You know what else? You know what else is not on there? Because we know that Disney have acquired Fox, and so a lot of old Fox content is now available on Disney Plus, including 20 whatever version fucking seasons
they've
of
got
The
like
Simpsons.
every single season of The Simpsons, so I can actually watch something that's past season 10.
But you know what you can't watch? You can't watch the episode with Michael Jackson in it.
That's weird. Why?
Because Michael Jackson is a pedophile, and Disney is a children's channel.
Huh. Okay. All right then.
If you want to hear it in the actual words of the press release, and
so they actually announced. So this isn't just something someone noticed. They actually announced that it wasn't going to be on there.
No. Well, I think I don't know if they announced.
Someone noticed it, and then someone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they responded, and they said, "Who's they? Who's they?" Oh, shut up, ad blocker! I turned you off in here. On this page. Hold on.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, executive producer Matt Groening and Al Jean responded. So, it's not even somebody from from Disney. It's the people from The Simpsons that says, "This was a treasured episode, and there are a lot of great memories that we have wrapped up in that one. I'm against book burning of any kind, but this is our book, and we're allowed to take out a chapter." So there you go. I mean, I suppose the episode is about Michael Jackson befriending a child and then going to his house.
Yeah,
like,
I guess maybe they were
doing all the stuff Michael Jackson did do to, like,
well, are they worried people
haven't
seen this? Like, is there anyone who hasn't seen that already? Like,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
They're going to be like, wait, did you know there's an episode of The Simpsons with Michael Jackson in it? Yes, everyone fucking knows that.
Yeah. Michael Jackson wrote the Bart dance.
Just...
I just find it a bit weird to take this one out. Like, it's...
I mean, fine, whatever.
Not even Michael Jackson as Michael Jackson.
I mean, I don't care, but I agree.
No, he plays Michael Jackson.
I know he plays, but it's not like it's him.
No, it is him.
But it's a weird one. He is, but he isn't Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah. Like, because he's playing a big fat white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, named Michael Jackson, voiced by Michael Jackson. The thing is, though, Michael Jackson did a lot of stuff at Disney back in the day, back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, he loved Disney.
I mean, he did tons of stuff at Disney World.
Because he liked to hang out at Disney. Lots of kids.
Oh.
I'm not saying that's fact, but...
Look, honestly, between Michael Jackson fucking a bunch of kids and the dad from Hey Dad molesting the little girl on Hey Dad, like, my childhood is fucking ruined. Like, I can't watch anything. Last Starfighter, I can still watch. That's it.
I had a dream that scaly guy raped me. So there you go. Ruined.
Well, that's not going to be on Disney Plus anymore then.
What, my dream? No, Dan, it's not.
yeah, that's right. No, Matt, people have to listen to whims now, okay? That's what woke culture means. Not only does it mean that you have to be politically correct, it means you have to go out of your fucking way. For example, now that various social media influencers are starting to say that millennials shouldn't have to learn about World War II because it's a trigger to some dark things that they shouldn't have to know about.
Yeah, God, I still have a hard time believing that that's actually true.
Mm-hmm.
This is like this. I mean, we don't need to go too deeply into this, but I feel like the way that you talk about stuff like that is important too. Like, you know, this whole thing where you just don't talk about the Nazis. Like, if you don't talk about them, how are you going to know how to avoid becoming them again? You know what I mean? Like,
well, exactly right. Which is why you have to learn about Hitler in every fucking history class in German school.
It's so everyone understands, and you don't go down and repeat
exactly because people didn't mean to become Nazis. Like, not everybody. Some people did, but not everybody. They just got caught up in it, and they didn't realize what was going on. So if you don't teach people
the fact
about
that normal people,
correct, exactly. They didn't know.
That's why it's so... Oh, he's going to roll her eyes. That's why it's so infuriating to me that Japan don't teach about what the Imperial Japanese did during World War II. It's infuriating because... And look, people argue about me all the time and say, different nations heal differently. Sure. But this fucking happened like 60 years ago.
Yeah. And
this is not learning about fucking Genghis Khan. This is learning about what our granddads did to one another.
Like, for example, I went to Dachau again when we were in Germany, right? And we learned that when after they shut it down, the Allies shut it down, obviously, and then it just sat there being unused for, I think, a very long time. And then some of the prisoners went back there one day. They got together. They went back just to see. And it had been turned into like a refugee camp, and there were a bunch of like Eastern European, I think, or African refugees staying there. And they were like, "Are you kidding me?" And they're just like families and kids running around. And then they said they were worried that everyone would forget what happened to them, because then they said that was terrifying because people need to remember so that this doesn't happen again. And so they petitioned the government, and now it's a memorial site. And they said, no, you need to remember. Like, you can't forget about it. Yeah. Because it could happen again.
It's also, I understand, but it's also saving money and looking after. Yeah, that I don't know. I have a hard time with that one. I understand have to remember in every memorial, but if you've got something that you can reuse for as making something better, I think you should maybe look at that as well.
Well,
there is an
I guess,
argument for that, and I remember I got really upset when I heard
as far as I can tell, that now it's a memorial and they just pop refugees somewhere else. I think it's fine, but
you're not basing that on any facts, though, are you, Matt?
well, I guess I didn't.
Just to be honest, now I'm on your side here, but just to be honest,
Luke's suggesting like the German government went, all right, fine, we'll send them back to Africa, I guess. Like, I don't think that's what happened. I
know that story. But it also sucks that there needs to be refugees to begin with and all that.
I felt the same way, and I had an argument with somebody because the local inhabitants of somewhere in Peru, I think it was, were using the bricks to build the Peruvian pyramids to build, I don't know what, a fucking house, I guess. And I was like, get the bricks from anywhere else. And everyone was like, you're such a fucking elitist. Like, it's their fucking bricks and they need houses to live in. They don't give a shit if there was a pyramid there. You do, and it's none of your business.
Well, that's what I like, the fact that Cairo is actually, the wall of Cairo is actually built from the pyramids.
Yeah, right.
Because you know how the pyramids step up? They actually used to be smooth all the way down.
Oh, they just pinched them all.
And that's because they just pinched it off to build the wall for Cairo.
That's funny. Well, my friend from Hobson's was from China, and he always used to talk about how he hated the fact that they just don't care about any of the historical buildings. They just knock them all down to build apartments and stuff. Like, they just don't care. Like, it's just completely different attitude towards history, I guess, or I guess more practical attitude, because I mean they need the space. Obviously, it's different, but yeah, he said it's just such a shame that they just bulldoze all these old buildings. And
I mean, it's a big place, China. Maybe stop having billions and billions of kids. I don't know.
Yeah, all right. I guess we could go in depth on that somewhat if we wanted to.
Let's not.
The millennials won't like it. The millennials won't like it.
Let's not even talk about Hong Kong riots this week.
Nah.
But can I just say, hold on, let me get the exact right. Once again, ill prepared.
Oh, we're fact checking. This is scary.
I'm fact checking before we go.
It's terrifying when Dan says, "Hang on, I've got to make sure I'm not going to libel somebody."
Yeah, exactly right. I don't want to get sued or burned. No, because do you know that somebody here in Singapore, right? At one of the polytechnic colleges, some kids were having a bit of a discussion in class, and the teacher said, "Okay, kids, like no more discussions about Hong Kong. Leave politics out of my classroom, please." Which I think is fair enough.
Sure.
And then the next day, somebody had written "fucking imperialist pig" or something in big letters, like across the fucking front of the classroom. You know what I mean? Like people take this shit really seriously here.
I can understand.
I can understand taking it serious, but in the classroom, it's sort of like, hey, we've discussed it. Now we need to move on and learn some stuff
you need
as well.
to do your fucking homework.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Educate yourself.
Because I remember being in school, and if you got the teacher talking about a subject they really liked, you'd have to sit there and just not learn anything, and it was great. That's why I can't read.
No. So, McDonald's Hong Kong have not been able to resupply. They are out of buns.
Oh.
Yeah. They still got patties, but they don't have buns.
Damn. So everyone's keto now in Hong Kong.
Yeah, that's right. Gluten-free fucking Big Macs.
Gonna be so lean and muscly.
Ready to fight the police and set elderly people on fire.
God. As cavemen did. Well, that's a bummer.
We demand the right to set elderly people on fire because that's what everyone who's not part of China does.
Wait, that's what they're fighting for? Makes me rethink this thing. I'm joking.
Mate, they got what they're fighting for. The fucking bill that they're fighting against got fucking
put
dropped.
on hold. No, they've completely dropped it now, haven't they?
They've completely dropped it now.
Okay.
But they're going to keep going until the Chinese government comes out and admits publicly that their protesters, not rioters, and does a whole bunch of other lip service to them.
Okay.
That's not going to happen. Quit while you're ahead.
Well, look, I want to clarify something that we mentioned earlier because I realized I spotted something when I was checking if Song of the South was on Disney Plus, which it's not. But we said Spider-Man's not on there. And just to clarify, there is some Spider-Man stuff on there, like animated stuff that Disney still owns.
Sure.
But there are no Spider-Man live action films on there because they don't own the rights to them. So just to
And
clarify.
Sony's not going to play that nice.
No. So just want to make sure that was clear. If you're a Spider-Man fan, there is still some Spider-Man content. Just not all of it.
No, I'm not that much of a Spider-Man fan.
All right, then.
I think I am a Spider-Man fan in an abstract sense, but I also don't give a shit about the current Spider-Man or ever want to see a Spider-Man movie again because I've seen a lot of them. I've seen a lot of them now.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly don't sound like a Spider-Man fan. That's not how I would
guess
imagine.
I'm not.
Yeah,
It's true. It's true. You know what? I'm just going to watch Sam Raimi's 3 on repeat and just be happy.
Yeah, it's so good.
But I guess that makes me old. You know, I felt fucking old because there's a girl in my office who's a graphic designer. We're talking about video games the other day. I said, did you play video games? She goes, no, but my dad does. I'm like, okay.
Oh, God.
What's his favorite game? The Diablo series. I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, those medieval games.
I loved them too. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Diablo 4's coming out.
Yes, it is.
I'll get it and play it.
Hey, speaking of getting and playing games, we talked, Luke, you and I, about Anthem a little bit. And I saw this week that there's a report that perhaps the reason things have been a bit quiet on the Anthem front is because they're completely fucking redoing the game, basically. Which seems like a weird move because I don't know. I mean, it might be wise because then maybe more people will play it, but I don't know if they're going to. It might be. Is it too late? I don't know.
Some games have really turned themselves around.
All right.
A good example is Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay.
When that came out, that game was terrible, and they went back, redesigned it, and it's now got it's on to season 2, year 2 content and stuff, and people are still playing that now, and it is possible.
All right. Well, apparently they're looking at it, and
all they have to do is listen to us, and it'll be fixed.
Well, what did we say? Just don't make me go back to the fucking whatever the home base in between missions and
let me just fly to the next mission in the game. And it'll be fine. That's it. That's all you have to do. Game will be great then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And don't force me to play with strangers. Yeah, exactly. Don't force me to play with weirdos on the internet.
Yeah. Because that's one thing I found terrible about that game is when I was starting off playing it, there were people coming back who were higher levels and stuff, coming back to farm or do lower levels, and so they would just fly off.
Yeah.
And because I knew where they were going, what they were doing. And I'm sort of like, no, I want to explore a little bit on the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to play the game slower than they do.
Yeah.
Like when I tried playing fucking Diablo 3 with Dave, and he just started fucking blasting through all the dialogue and skipping everything, and then he just starts to fucking kill it. And I was like, nah, you know what? I'm out.
I'm enjoying this.
I want to play the game and experience the game.
Well, you'd already finished it like 5 times, so fair enough. But I hadn't, so I was like, no, I'm not playing with you.
We'll see.
What's available for $10? So,
well, I own it, so
I don't
I'm not
yet.
ever going to play it, so it doesn't matter.
And the other news I saw this week in gaming, Luke, I assume you saw this. The Microsoft event was recently, and they've announced.
I actually woke up early for it.
Yeah. Project X Cloud's coming. I'll be getting it for free with my Game Pass, whatever the fuck it's called. I can play games on my phone if I want to, on my iPad. It's pretty good.
Yep, and you'll be able to sync up like anything you want, like whether it be like Sony controller, your PlayStation.
Won't be doing that.
I don't know if this is actually free.
Oh, you should.
I think the trial is.
Oh, I thought it was free. Well,
no, they're releasing a lot of the games to it for free. Like you can use Xbox Game Pass with it,
right?
But they're not actually clear if once it releases if it's going to be free or not.
Oh, okay. I thought it was bundled in with the cloud because people were talking about how it's basically going to kill Google Stadia if you're an Xbox user because you would.
Yeah, Google Stadia is going to kill itself.
Yeah, it's got no games, so
no,
that's a shame. But yeah, well, I'm interested in xCloud. This is the kind of thing we've been talking about for ages. I remember when we, the first time we came to the US, Dan, we went to PAX in Seattle, and they showed us. I don't even remember the name of it. It was one of the very first game streaming boxes, and
yes,
and I was super interested. Except it wasn't available in Australia at that time, and I'm glad it wasn't because it was shit.
Yeah. I'm not even sure it was available in America at that time, was it?
Yeah, it was available in air quotes in America.
It was far too early.
Yeah, 100% too early. But now, apparently, not so much.
Luke, you live in Canberra, right?
Yes.
There's some kind of tower up on a hill there, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. I forget what it's called, though.
Yeah,
Telstra Tower? Used to be called?
I think it was called Telecom Tower when I was a kid.
I remember it being Telecom Tower.
Yeah, it's probably not called that anymore. But when I was in... Mate, you were probably fucking there, Luke. When we were in year 10, did you come on the Canberra trip? Year 9 or 10?
No.
Yeah, I think for some reason
I
you weren't there.
don't think so.
You might have been in hospital with cancer at the time, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, it could have been that.
Yeah. But we went to Canberra.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
We went up to that... we went up to that tower on the
Good
top
times.
of the hill, and they showed us this new thing that they reckon that they were working on, that they reckon was going to come out in the next couple of years, which was basically a database of movies, and that you would just ring up and select a movie, and it would play on your TV. And now that never came out. Not only did that never come out, but it was like a good 15 years.
That would have been
before
in,
anything even like that came out.
96.
Yeah, that's right. But they didn't even mention the internet. They were like, you ring up, you tell them what movie you want,
and it'll just start playing.
Yeah.
The future.
But my mind was fucking blown. I was just like, surely
You're all
this is
in.
the greatest of all possible worlds. Yeah, I was.
And it never happened.
Never happened. But now I've got Netflix and the Pirate Bay, so I'm covered.
Guys, the iHeartRadio Podcast Award nominees have been announced. And
oh, great. When do we find out if we've...
Well, when do we collect our award?
Well, I'm just having a look here and... Yep. Okay. As usual, we're not on here, so.
Okay.
That's disappointing.
Is that because we weren't good enough to win, or just because no one knows we have a podcast?
I don't think anyone at iHeartRadio gives a fuck about us. Best overall host.
Do you have to be on? Do you have to be on the iHeartRadio network to be up for the iHeartRadio award? No.
Actually, I don't know how you get on the radar for this, to be honest. But you don't, because some of these are independent. Some of them are on like Wondery or.
Okay.
Like Law is on here. That's with Amazon now, I think. But yeah, so I don't know. There's some good stuff on here. If you're interested in podcasting, some of these are probably worth checking out.
No interest in podcasts or podcasting.
No, I don't know what a podcast is, to be honest. What is a fucking?
No, neither do I. Certainly don't.
Radio on the internet. That's never going to catch on.
Trying to have a look. I've not heard of any of these.
You've never heard of the Joe Rogan Show or the Joe Rogan Experience, rather?
Works
Have
out
you really
Joe Rogan on it, doesn't it?
Wait, have you really not heard of the Joe Rogan Experience?
I've heard of that one, but that's my dad wrote a porno, but that's sort of it.
Wait, back
I
up.
really don't. My dad wrote a porno.
Okay, nothing to do with Joe Rogan, I guess, but thanks for sharing.
Yeah. I was going to say, Dan just got excited because he thought he was going to be able to. Well, that's what this podcast is, from what I understand. Some guy's dad wrote a porno, and so it's him reading it.
And it's just like,
what?
really,
There's a script.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's what.
And he just sort of reads it, and it's just like really cringeworthy.
I think that's what this podcast is. I mean, I don't know how long that can go on for, but how much script does a porno have?
There's not a lot of dialogue in the porn I've watched.
That's what I mean. Well, maybe this one has a lot of dialogue.
You got to remember. You got to remember. This is his father, so it's going to be 70s porno where they did try to make movies.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a bunch of
I'll be
stuff
honest,
on here.
just looking through. Other than Joe Rogan, no anyone from any podcasts I listen to are on this list.
Yeah. No, I can't find anything.
Yeah, not a lot that I listened to The Shrink Next Door. That was pretty good. That was interesting.
Okay, if revisionist history is Malcolm Gladwell's revisionist history podcast, then I do listen to that. But it shouldn't be under best history podcast because that's not what it's about. It's an ironic title, so maybe it's not that.
Aaron Mankey, best overall.
Let's see if we can get on this. Well, let's see if we can get nominated next year.
Oh, best ad read.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was like, what a category.
That's a great category. I mean, if Mabim Bam didn't win that for their fucking songs that they wrote about
they're not on here.
Adult restraints. No,
which is,
I
think,
there's
little
a lot
odd,
of
right?
stuff that should be here that's missing. Yeah,
Yeah, I think maybe there's some politics to this because I do feel like
Must be.
it's weird for them not to be on here at all. Like,
look, even I'm looking down best film podcasts now, and man, there's some amazing film review podcasts, and I'm pretty familiar with them, and none of them are on here. So maybe you have to submit yourself.
yeah, maybe. Let's keep an eye on this in future. Listeners, if you know how to get us on this list and you're interested in helping us out, podcast@multiplenerdgasm.com, or just go ahead and do it and just let us know what we have to do.
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
Yeah, just fucking nominate us. Just go ahead and nominate us. We'll be fine.
Whatever.
Just let us know when the red carpet event is.
That's right. When we obviously win, we'll bring you along.
Yeah, just tell us where to turn up, pick up our award. Podcast@multiplenerdgasm.com, mnerdgasm on Twitter, Multiple Nerdgasm on Instagram and... Facebook and other social media platforms. Let us know.
Head to patreon.com/multiplenerdgasm if you want to support the show. You get the show early, or you can pay a little bit extra and get the after party, which is where it's turned into where we talk about all the naughty stuff.
Yeah.
No, I mean not our naughty stuff, not like our junk, but well, sometimes I guess the Joker, sorry. Fucking going gangbusters.
I don't know. Not according to Luke. Famous quote: "Joker ain't doing so well." I think is what he said.
Well,
I think it was his exact words.
That was, I think, very early on. It looked like it was going to do poorly, and then, the first article I sort of read on how it was doing didn't look great, and then it sort of went gangbusters after that.
Yeah, it's doing all right.
So just our first R-rated movie to gross $1 billion.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. Yeah.
It really is.
So that's good because I'm glad that there's a market for this, you know? Like I really loved it.
Totally.
And I'm glad that this could have been an experiment where the studios went, right, well, we're never making a fucking R-rated movie again.
Yeah.
The one thing that scared me about this is where Todd Phillips said, actually, maybe I will do a sequel. This movie should not have a sequel.
I completely agree with you, but I do think it's very funny that they've been adamant this whole time that they're not doing a sequel, and they're like, we've made over $1 billion. He's like, just let me know when and where.
Cha-ching!
Yeah, that's right.
I just think if there was a sequel to this, it would take away from the first one.
Well, mate, you could say that about all of Todd Phillips' movies. The Hangover was actually a pretty decent R-rated comedy. It didn't need 2 fucking sequels.
Also, I feel like if you're coming out and saying, "Nah, this is it. This is standalone. There's not going to be any sequels. This is my artistic vision is complete," and then like $1 billion. No, I do have a sequel in mind. I do.
Yeah. I did have some ideas.
I don't blame him. Sell out. Take that money.
I don't blame him either. Apparently, Joaquin Phoenix has already made some, I guess you'd call them fan-made posters for Joker 2.
Well, he made them.
He has.
Yeah, he's made them himself. He's photoshopped up a couple of sequel trays. He's all in, man.
All right. Very cool. All right, Joker 2. Probably not going to call it that.
Nah, keep it simple.
Jokers.
Why not?
When did that start, guys? Because at a certain point, sequels were just called other things. They were called The Empire Strikes Back. What franchise was it that just tacked a 2 onto the end? The first ones I are aware of were Rocky and Police Academy. Oh, yeah,
well, I remember
as well. Yeah,
I remember when I was a kid. That was kind of already happening when I was a kid growing up, and so I was confused when after the first Batman came out and they announced Batman Returns, and I was like, "What'd you call it that for? Wasn't it? Well, it's Batman 2, isn't it?" And that confused me.
I know. You know what is so weird? I remember the exact place I was when I learned Batman 2 was going to be called Batman Returns. I was in the studio audience. I was in the studio audience for a TV game show called The Main Event. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Two panels of celebrities would have to answer questions about pop culture. And there was a question, what is the Batman sequel called? And somebody answered Batman Returns. And I was like, I looked left at my mum and it was like, did they just say Batman? Did they just say Batman sequel? Like,
yeah.
It's like I instantly forgot about everything else I'd experienced that night.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Great movie, Batman Returns.
And then I saw it and it was weird.
No, come on, it's great. We don't have to do this again. But
Can we just go back
it's
to
a great movie.
Joker for a minute?
Okay.
Certainly, Luke.
I was on Instagram the other day, and I saw an ad for this place that does like oil paintings or print shirts of stuff, and they had like you can have all the Jokers or pick which ones you want. They had this shirt that had like all the Jokers, and then the one that they used for pick which one you want was just the same shirt, but just with Jared Leto removed and everyone else still on there.
So good.
Poor Jared.
So just to clarify, Cesar Romero was on there?
Yep.
Oh my God.
With his little mustache.
Yeah.
Painted over.
Painted over moustache. I can't believe I never noticed that as a kid.
No, neither did I.
Never noticed it.
You don't. Come on, Dan. Batman Returns, right? The bit at the end where they're in like the sewers, and then Batman rips the hood off, right? And it's Bruce Wayne in there.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, fucking just for some reason doesn't even take it off. He tears the face off
But
of
then
it.
Christopher Walken's character, Max Shrek, goes, Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed as Batman?
Yeah.
So good.
When I was in the cinema seeing that, because Batman the movie, you know, the first one, was one of the first movies I think I saw at the cinema. You know what I mean? Like we were pretty young when that came out, and I was like, like I was so psyched to see it. So of course, a few years later when Batman Returns came out, I was there at the cinema again. And at the start of it, I was like, fucking yeah, this is the greatest movie ever. Okay, I'll forgive that because it's the greatest movie ever. Okay, the greatest movie ever's got a lot of weird shit in it that I'm just going to have to forgive. Like, man, it was challenging. It was challenging.
I liked it because I remember I went to I was massively into Tim Burton when I was a kid. So I went, my friends of the family who babysat us took us to see, it was a double feature. It was Home Alone 2 and Edward Scissorhands. Yeah. And
great, yeah.
But I remember my mum saying, "Oh God, he's going to like the weird one," and then and I did.
Yeah, not the one with Donald Trump in it. The other one,
not the one where two burglars like basically get murdered over and over again. Have you seen that YouTube video that shows how many times they would actually have died? If all the things that happened to them actually happened. They got like a doctor to come in and go, ooh, he's dead.
Right, that would have killed you. Yeah.
Yeah. Iron to the face, dead.
Yeah. Blowtorch to the neck.
Yeah.
Doesn't he electrocute them?
Yeah. Yeah. Hooks up the mains to the doorknob. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie. Not as good as Edward Scissorhands.
No, definitely not as good. You know what's funny? I think I saw that in a double feature as well. But I think I saw it with Uncle Buck, which is odd. Because it's also a Macaulay Culkin movie.
Yeah, right. He's the link.
He is the link.
He's got a podcast now.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Well, he's not
Everyone's
up for
got
an
a
award.
podcast.
Sorry, iHeartRadio.
Everyone's got a podcast. Justin Long's got a podcast. Everyone's got a fucking podcast.
Yeah, I had to listen to Justin Long's podcast, I must admit.
Yeah. The one with what's his name? Doogie Howser. That was a good episode. I didn't realize how much of a fucking sex fiend that guy is.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris. He's a filthy man. In a good way.
Is he?
Yeah. He in a good way. I'm just messing around. I didn't expect him to.
He's married with kids, isn't he?
Yeah. But
he's like a family man.
No, but I guess I just didn't expect him to be as filthy as he was on the show. No, I mean, he used to.
Right.
He used to do a lot of burlesque stuff, and I don't know. Just it surprised me, and not in a bad way.
Okay,
I was just like,
sure,
he's a real person. There you go.
Okay, it's always nice to find out.
It was an interesting episode.
Celebrities you like are dirty bastards. So
it was an interesting episode for me, just because I was like, because he does seem very clean cut, and I guess because I only ever. I learned who he was through Doogie Howser, and then he was in like Starship Troopers and stuff. But I don't know. But then his character Barney in How I Met Your Mother's filthy. But then just to hear him talk about, he used to do a lot of burlesque stuff, and he's very like, I don't know. He's just like I said, more I guess normal is the word I'm looking for than I actually thought he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep. I do find it funny though, because like we know people from one or maybe two movies or TV shows that they're on, but there's always more to it than I remember listening to a different podcast recently that had Amber Benson on as a guest, who I know solely from the couple of series of Buffy that she's in.
Buffy,
right? And then, so when she's being interviewed on this, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to hear some insights about Buffy. No. For starters, that was 20 years ago. Secondly, she was like, she's like, no. Mostly what I do is I'm a director and I make like feminist cinema. I was like, oh, okay. There you go. Didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
Thought you were literally just the girl from Buffy.
Yep. I did nothing else since.
Yeah, that's right.
Multifaceted people.
What's one of those things? You only see one part of a celebrity.
And also, they're acting, so it's not real.
Yeah. And Epstein didn't kill himself.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.